What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Dante Toro, and today I'm going to be giving you some early WrestleMania 41 predictions. If you thought last year was unpredictable, this year is shaping up to be an even more unpredictable WrestleMania, which makes it very exciting for wrestling fans. It makes it very exciting to predict what we might see at Mania this year. I hope you guys enjoy this video. I'm going to try my damn best to make this card look as good as possible, but you guys let me know in the comments what your WrestleMania 41 card would look like, what matches you want to see. Let's jump into it. The first match we have is for the WWE Championship, featuring Cody Rhodes going up against John Cena and CM Punk. Rumors of this match are really circulating around the internet right now, and it's really picking up steam because John Cena and CM Punk are both in the Elimination Chamber match fighting for a main event spot or a WWE Championship match against Cody Rhodes. My prediction is that John Cena wins the Elimination Chamber and stamps his ticket to WrestleMania going up against Cody Rhodes, but I do think CM Punk will get added to this match because of that little favor that Paul Heyman owes him. Although we don't know what that favor is, I'm gonna guess that it has something to do with main eventing WrestleMania and kind of putting himself in this match. He has a thing with Cody. They've had back and forth promos. We're kind of anticipating a match between the two. Obviously, CM Punk and John Cena have history. Obviously, people want to see Cody Rhodes and John Cena, former face of the WWE versus current face of the WWE. Put them all together, this match could be magical, and I don't think John Cena wins. I think Cody Rhodes should actually retain here. This match really isn't much of a prediction. I'm just kind of throwing it in there to kind of fill out the card. We have Jey Uso versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. This match was announced on this past week's episode of Monday Night Raw. People have their thoughts on this match. I'm fine with it. I'm actually looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the build leading into this match. I'm rooting for Jey Uso. I think this would be an incredible moment for him to win a world championship on the grandest stage of them all. Will this match main event night 1 or night 2? I don't think so, but it will be cool seeing Jey Uso kind of get his flowers in a well-deserved world championship match at WrestleMania. A lot of people don't think he deserves it. A lot of people don't like him in that spot, but I do. No issue with him here, and I'm rooting for him. I hope he wins. The first non-title match I have for you guys is Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins. With CM Punk out of the mix now, Roman and Seth are left alone, and this should be a one-on-one, honestly, main event match. Night 1, this should main event. We all know the history between the two. I could sit here for hours and talk about it, but we are so due for a Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins one-on-one match at WrestleMania. Every time they step in the ring together, it's magic. The history is there. The fans want it. I want it. I think this is the year that we have to get it. Next up, we have Drew McIntyre, who is someone that we don't really know what he's going to be doing at this year's WrestleMania. There are reports that he was going to maybe fight Damian Priest, and stuff with LA Knight happened, so that might set up a story. But I have Drew McIntyre going up against a returning Randy Orton at WrestleMania. Bear with me. Walk with me here. Why is Drew and Orton going up against each other? What's the history there? Why are they kind of just randomly meeting up and having a match at WrestleMania? Exactly. It doesn't always have to make sense. In this case, it does make a little sense because Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes are best friends. Randy Orton's like that mentor to Cody Rhodes, that kind of older brother figure, whatever you want to call it. Drew McIntyre is out for Cody Rhodes. He wants that WWE Championship. I don't think Drew McIntyre will win the Elimination Chamber. I don't know what they have set up for him at WrestleMania, but I think it would be a cool idea to have Randy Orton come back, set up a little mini feud there. They've had rivalries in the past for the WWE Championship, so they have had interactions before. I think this is a perfect match for Drew to go over in, beating a legend like Randy Orton. Randy doesn't really need the win here. I think giving Drew a big win at WrestleMania leading into what the next story could be, whether it's him going after Cody Rhodes, the championship or whatever, because I think Cody should retain in the main event spot. So I think Drew McIntyre going through Orton to get the Cody makes sense. Even though this match might not make as much sense as maybe some others featuring Drew McIntyre or even Randy Orton, I like this. Two big names, WrestleMania match. Why not? Jumping over to the Women's World Heavyweight Championship match, I have Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan versus Io Sky. So I think Liv Morgan will win the Elimination Chamber match. WWE loves putting Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan together. That's why I think it's going to happen. But Io Sky is going to get added later on. She has a World Championship match against Rhea Ripley the night or 2 nights after Elimination Chamber, the Raw after. I think there's going to be some screwy stuff there, whether there's some disqualifications, there's interference, whatever it may be. I think Io Sky is going to get screwed, and eventually that's going to lead to her being added to the match. make it a triple threat match. Io Sky should not be left off the card. There's no way she shouldn't be in a world title match. The story they have her in right now, not qualifying for Elimination Chamber, Rhea Ripley kind of costing her, I think it's going to lead to something. That I just can't imagine Io Sky is left out of this World Championship picture. Switching over to SmackDown, I have Tiffany Stratton, the WWE Women's Champion, defending her belt against Charlotte, the winner of the Women's Royal Rumble in 2025. Now, we could have gone different routes here. We could have had Charlotte go up against Rhea. They fought at WrestleMania 37, they fought at WrestleMania 39, and now they could fight another 2 years later at WrestleMania 41. I love the idea of that. I think Tiffany and Charlotte is a great, I'd say passing of the torch, but I'd imagine Charlotte's gonna win here. I would love Tiffany to get a big win over Charlotte, but I don't know. Charlotte returning, putting the belt on her. I can see WWE giving her a legitimate, not a Roman Reigns 4-year-esque run, but I can see her holding on to the belt for a while. And beating Tiffany makes sense. She's the queen. Tiffany is the newcomer, so it adds up. Now we're gonna have some fun. So the Intercontinental and the US title pictures. Now this is where I'm gonna get a little creative, and I might be getting a little outside the box here, but this is my predictions. This is what I wanna see. So starting off with the Intercontinental Championship, we have Braun Breaker defending his championship against Penta, Sheamus, Ludwig Kaiser, AJ Styles, and Logan Paul. Bear with me here. So there's a lot of big names here, I know, and there's just a lot of names in general. But this IC title picture right now is stacked, and I don't think we should limit ourselves to a one-on-one match or even a triple threat match or something. Penta deserves a spot, Sheamus deserves a spot, Ludwig, AJ Styles, Logan Paul. You can give your 2 cents about Logan Paul, but putting him in a multi-man match like this is perfect for him. Now I think there should be a ladder match because it's, who doesn't love a good ladder match? Make it the most hectic match possible because you have 6 of the best superstars on Raw, some of the best guys, and honestly, any of these guys could win the IC title and I'd be fine with it. Personally, Sheamus should get his moment, win the IC title, become a Grand Slam champion on the biggest stage of them all, win the title that he's never won. I think that would be an unreal moment. But yeah, let's get fun here. Let's put everyone together, a ladder match or some sort of crazy stipulation. We cannot limit ourselves to just a one-on-one here. And same thing with the US title. I have Shinsuke Nakamura versus Carmelo Hayes versus Andrade versus LA Knight versus Damian Priest versus either one of Solo or Jacob Fatu. I'm not really too sure there. But same thing, listen, the IC title has 6 people involved, has potential ladder match. Just do the same thing for the US title match. Have one on night 1 and one on night 2. 2 ladder matches, 2 6-man ladder matches. You know how fucking electric that is? There's nothing better than something dangling off the fucking roof, the ceiling, whatever. You have to grab a briefcase, a title. I think those matches are the best, so why not have 2 of them? I was so happy when Shinsuke Nakamura won the US title because I thought it was something different, a shock win. I'm a fan of Shinsuke. I've always been a fan, and I want him to get bigger opportunities, but my God, has this title reign been fucking ass. So get the belt off. Honestly, I'd get the belt off him before Mania because we have another 2 months, but honestly, at this point, tack on the extra 2 months for Nakamura. Give him as long of a reign as we can going into Mania, I suppose. And then anyone else here, honestly, I'm fine with beating Nakamura, winning the belt. Honestly, Hayes or Andrade, I think should be the top candidates to win because honestly, they probably should have been the ones to beat LA Knight, or one of them should have been the one to beat LA Knight. As far as Solo and Jacob Fatu goes, I think I'm going to put Solo here just because there might be some, back and forth there. Maybe Jacob wants to be in the match. Solo's like, I'm the leader of the new bloodline. I'm going to get put in the match, and that leads to something else down the line. So I'll say Solo. Either way, Solo or Jacob isn't winning here. I'd go Hayes or Andrade, but give us the 2 ladder matches. Let's have some fun here. Women's Intercontinental Championship. I have Lyra Valkyria versus a returning Becky Lynch. So we haven't seen or heard from Becky in a long time. Unless they're saving her for after Mania. I mean, maybe they're just, I don't know, maybe they don't have anything set up for her right now and they're just going to plan everything for post-Mania. That's possible, but that's, 2.5 months away. Give her a match against Lyra because I think the women's mid-card title should be featured at WrestleMania. You want to make them feel like a big deal. You want to elevate them. Lyra and Becky have history from back in NXT involving the NXT Women's Championship. Lyra Valkyria beat Becky Lynch. So there's some history there. why not have Becky go after Lyra's IC belt? You have Lyra, who is the newcomer on the main roster, the inaugural IC champ, going up against an established star like Becky Lynch. And would I want Becky to win? Honestly, at that point, maybe I wouldn't mind, because I think having that belt on Becky definitely elevates it. Either way, I think this would be a solid match. Great match for the women's IC belt, and great match for both women. Going over to the women's US belt, I have Chelsea Green versus Piper Niven. So obviously, Green and Niven have been tag team partners. They've been friends for a few years now. I think eventually Niven, it's going to implode. I think Niven's going to turn on Chelsea Green. I think we have to get a match between the two at some point. Why not have it be at WrestleMania? These two women work their ass off every single week, and they deserve the credit. They deserve a WrestleMania spot. Chelsea Green, both of them, but Chelsea Green is just such an unsung MVP of the women's division. I can't wait I'm happy she's a champion now, but man, I can't wait for her to win a women's world championship, because she is so deserving. I think if Chelsea Green has 2 months under her belt, at this point, transition the belt over to Piper Niven, who does deserve to win a solo championship. She has worked hard for so many years, has proven herself. I think this would be a fun match. Again, former friends going up against each other for a belt. Makes sense to me. Why not add it? Down to our last few matches. The next two I have are just one-on-one, no championships involved. We have Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. Now, I'm torn of whether this match should be at Mania or Elimination Chamber, because Elimination Chamber is in Toronto. It's in Canada. I think that's a perfect place for KO versus Sami. Perfect place. But I think the perfect event for KO versus Sami is WrestleMania. It's too big of a match, and they did have a one-on-one match at WrestleMania years ago. I think it was WrestleMania 37 or something. Can barely remember it. It was the first Mania not post-pandemic, but they weren't in the Thunderdome. Giving them a one-on-one match at Mania, let them cook for like 20, 30 minutes. Let them beat the fuck out of each other. Have this be a street fight or something. Falls count anywhere. Again, you could do this Elimination Chamber, and they very likely could do that. But then it's like, what does Sami do at Mania? What does Kevin Owens? I mentioned earlier Randy Orton. A lot of people want KO versus Randy. I get that. I hear you. But I think I'd rather KO versus Sami at Mania opposed to KO Randy. I think you can do KO Randy another time. And that's a big match. It's a WrestleMania worthy match for sure. But I'd prefer KO Sami. And also, again, I just don't know what Sami would do if he's not fighting Kevin. I think they should extend this feud to Mania, have it go on for a few more months, have them attack each other. Don't have Sami show up until after Elimination Chamber. Have him really sell the pile driver that Kevin Owens gave him, and just really, I don't want to say drag it on, because that sounds like a bad thing, but they could really extend this to WrestleMania. They wouldn't throw it away at Elimination Chamber. I just personally think it would be better at Mania. The next one-on-one match I have is Bianca Belair versus Jade Cargill. So this story has been going on for a little bit now of who attacked Jade, what happened to Jade. Her and Bianca were the tag team champs, and Jade got hurt. So then, I wouldn't say relinquished, but Naomi stepped in for her. Now she's a tag team champ. And it's been, honestly, at this point, I don't think fans really are as interested as they were before. Mostly because we haven't gotten any, we haven't gotten further in the story. Jade hasn't showed up. No one's really, I don't know. I think Bianca Belair is going to be revealed as the one that attacked Jade Cargill, and I think this should lead to a WrestleMania match. I think this is what we've always been building towards, Jade versus Bianca at some point. We have 2 months till Mania, so I'm hoping Jade comes back at some point. I mean, she has to. I can't imagine she's not involved at WrestleMania at some point with Bianca, Naomi, whatever. So I'm going to say these two wrestle one-on-one, and whoever wins, whoever comes out on top, whatever, it doesn't matter. We can move on from the story after this. Just have it be a big blow-off at Mania, and then, I don't know. I can see them having multiple matches, but either way, I think this match will be a good one. Let's add to the card. We have 2 matches left, and it's for the Tag Team Championships. Starting on the Raw side of things, we have the War Raiders versus the New Day versus Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee. I would love Rey Mysterio to have a different partner in here, but I know it's going to be Dragon Lee. It's going to be Dragon Lee. Yeah, I just think you get 3 big tag teams on the Raw side of things. War Raiders being the champs, the New Day being the hottest, some of the hottest heels in wrestling. Just put all 3 together. It's kind of like what I said with the IC and US titles. I think there's too many, teams involved here that we have to limit it to just a one-on-one thing. and the belt should be featured on WrestleMania. If these matches, if these belts aren't defended at WrestleMania, that we're gonna have a problem. I've also floated around the idea of maybe this could be like a ladder match type of thing too, maybe on the other side of things for SmackDown that I'm gonna talk about right now, where we have the Motor City Machine Guns versus the Street Profits versus DIY. If there is gonna be a tag team ladder match, it should be that one, but I did kind of give away the title matches, or the ladder matches, excuse me, for the IC and US belt. Listen, if I had the pen, we'd have 4 or 5 ladder matches. I'm being dead serious, but can't imagine WWE is going to be giving too many of those away. So I can see them doing like 3-way matches for the tag team championships. You still got a lot of guys involved. You're still going to have, banger match with all the teams involved here. Doesn't need a ladder, doesn't need a stipulation like that. Yeah, maybe not, but I'd prefer it. I definitely would prefer it. But those are the matches that I have written down for WrestleMania 41 in 2 months. That's my predictions. Honestly, this could all be bullshit. This could be the worst predictions ever. Or in a month from now, a month and a half from now, we'll be looking back on this and be like, damn, Dante, does Triple H watch your channel? Because you nailed everything. I don't know, but let me know in the comments what your early WrestleMania 41 predictions are, who you would like to see face off against each other. If you hate my matches, let me know in the comments, but be nice about it. If you really like my matches, let me know in the comments. Be very enthusiastic about it. I appreciate you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of the day. Check out all the other videos on this platform. Like, subscribe, notification bells, comments like I mentioned before. I'll see you guys around. Enjoy the rest of your day. Peace out.